Hey guys, I'm here today with a super fun video. It is a tag going around. I saw a few ladies I watched do it and they said, I believe her name is Stephanie Marie, came up with this tag. I did not watch her or even know about her until the tag. I'm now subscribed to her and it is just a really fun tag video. So it's called Brand Superstars. And I think she started out picking a few brands that were kind of lesser known, not talked about on YouTube, and picking like their superstars of their, line, the products. And since other people have been doing it, they've been picking just any brand that they really like and some of the favorites. So what I did is I went through my whole makeup collection and I picked out some of the products that were just my favorites, and I could see there were like a few brands that I had maybe a lot of, but there were some products I thought were better than others. So I'm not going to say that these are my hands down favorite products, but I obviously really like them because I still have them and I picked them. And I do have other favorites that aren't in this video. These are just select products from a few brands that I think are their standout products that I think are just so good. Okay, there's a lot, so I need to get started. And let me just address my hair before anybody's like, this is a much different hairdo for you. Well, ever since I got that Revlon brush, I've been blow drying it and I've been loving my hair. Well, the other night I went to bed with my hair wet and it looked so bad, there was no saving it. So I was like, I'll just curl it. I have a lot of hair, and usually when I curl it, I just do it in 2 layers and I do like one piece, and one piece. And I don't know, I guess I thought, let me be real extravagant and curl, it easier. So I pulled some up because when I curl it and do it like that, it's like beauty queen hair. So anyways, that's what that's about. Okay, let's get started. First off, I'll talk about Hourglass. They have some of the best powders I have ever tried. Their original powders that came out first, there's a handful of shades and they're just kind of different toned and different skin tone. This is the diffuse light. It's kind of the pale yellow shade. It's really good on my skin tone. It's light. It's not too light. It has the faintest little bit of a yellow hint, so it just kind of corrects any redness. Not so much so because it is not super yellow. A lot of people use it to set their under eyes. These powders have, I don't want to say a luminosity, but maybe like a little bit of a sheen. So they just kind of blur your skin and they make your skin look better when you're wearing it. I love this one. So soft, so finely milled. Then they came out with a line of strobe or iridescent type powders that are more highlighting, and this is incandescent strobe light. I have gone through one of these in that trio already and I picked it up in a small size again. I love this for a very everyday subtle highlight. It gives you some sheen. It's not too much. It's very beautiful. And then lastly, their bronzers. I have had some of their blushes in the past, and while they're a good formula, none of the shades were really just my favorite, so I did part ways with them. I have the Luminous Bronze Light, which was the first bronzer I picked up of theirs in their first like wave. They came out with 2. I love this. It is a really pretty, just bronzy golden color, how you want a bronzer to look. And then they came out with 2 more last spring, and this is the Diffused Bronze Light. And this has the diffused light in it, and this has the luminous light. And when you look at this, there's a lot of that diffused powder, and you might think it's kind of light, but on your skin, it has this almost like reddish undertone that really mimics getting sun, and it is just such a pretty look. This is that, golden goddess bronze look, and this is, I've really been kissed by the sun kind of fresh look. Love them both, different looks. Good bronzers. Okay, now I will talk about IT Cosmetics. And IT Cosmetics is more of a, I don't know, like a scientific brand, because she has all these reasonings for this and that. I guess the creator, she has rosacea and a lot of redness in her skin, so she wanted to make products that are suitable for people like that. Just really a lot of science behind it. It's not necessarily flashy with all these pretty colors and new releases, but just good products. And these 3 I really love. First off, if you are new to my channel, then you may not know, but this is the Bye Bye Redness. This is when it came out in 1 shade. So I don't know what it is in the current one because they've since released a few. If you have any redness, I've gone through a whole one and then I just have a little bit in this one. I'm currently not needing to use it because my rosacea is, knock on wood, doing well. It covers redness like nothing else. Nothing else covers redness like this. And I have tried so many things. If you have rosacea or redness in your skin, that isn't covered by foundation. If you have just like, you know, you hear people say, oh, I have redness, but if foundation covers it, then don't worry about it. This isn't for you and you don't need it, quite honestly. It is a small jar, but a little goes a long way. If I can remember, because I'm really bad about linking things, I did a whole foundation routine showcasing the wonders of this a while back. I will try to link it down below. I link products in some of my videos. Sorry y'all, my nose is itching. And I can look through the linking website, what products get the most clicks and stuff like that. Hands down, in anything I've ever linked, this has gotten the most clicks by a long shot. It is, I mean, it's good if you have redness. Okay, then the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Loose Powder. I've tried the pressed powder and I don't think it holds a candle to this. Now, I feel like I don't need it as much anymore either. But used to, I had some pretty significant pores in this area. They've diminished, or they just look better ever since I've been using a certain nighttime serum. The area just looks better. I don't feel like I need it as much. But I do like to go in right here, right here, right here, and right here when I'm done with everything and just kind of press it into the areas. It kind of diminishes that look, smooths it, just makes it look a little more flawless. It helps control the oil breakthrough to where I don't have so much oil breaking through throughout the day. Just kind of locks those areas into place. The pressed powder was just so like dry and cakey and white. I don't know, this just is more seamless. I much prefer this. And then this one is pretty new, but I think it's really amazing. It's the CC Airbrush Perfecting Powder Illumination. It has SPF 50 as well. And I've used it a handful of times as my only foundation. And I was able to get away. It covered up everything I needed it to. Since it was illumination, it kind of gave like a glowy look to the skin. It wasn't, you know, heavy, matte, cakey powder look like you would think when you think of a powder foundation. I think I'm going to really enjoy this in the summer. It's just an easy do in the morning, you know. I love liquid foundation. I love how it looks. But also some days I just want to look a little more natural, and this still covers everything and looks, you know, pretty, but gives, you know, it's great. So I have to really recommend that. Okay. Lancome. I was watching a video recently. It was Lauren May Beauty, and it was titled something to the nature of product prices that surprise me. And just general products and talking about their price and whether it was high or low, and it surprised her. And she got to a Lancome product and she mentioned it was fairly inexpensive for high-end makeup. And she was saying, because a lot of Lancome products have high price tags, and I saw somebody in the comments saying, you know, they're the most unsexy brand. I don't know why they think their prices can be so high. And it just kind of was like, I don't know. I don't need my makeup products to be sexy. As long as they're performing well, then they're good to me. But I kind of thought that was interesting. So I wonder if some people just shy away from Lancome because it is boring or unsexy and their prices aren't super low. So anyways, I do have two products from them that these are two of my favorite products, like ever, of all time. Here, today, in my collection, whatever. First is the Lancome Tint Idole Foundation Stick. I have gone through, this is my second one. This is literally how much I have left of this. I will definitely repurchase. I wear the shade 140 in case you're curious. It is what I have on my face today. It gives good coverage. I used it in that previously talked about foundation routine, but it doesn't look heavy on the skin. It's not really dewy or greasy like a lot of foundation sticks, like the Makeup Forever. It's just, it's the perfect foundation stick for me and my skin tone, or not skin tone, skin needs. It's just perfect. I love it. Love it so much. I know it's expensive, but it is so good. If you ever wonder, you know, what is a foundation you would recommend as your #1 favorite, it's this, hands down. And then the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. I don't want to open it because I'm working. When I use up my current mascara, then I will open this and use it. It has a good brush. It's not one of those plastic rubber bristle brushes that I personally don't like. It's one of the normal brushes. It's a good one. Let me see if there's a picture on the box. There is. It's good. Like I said, I've had probably like 4 to 5 of the small sizes, gone through them, loved it so much. I finally got the big size. I just hope it lives up to the small size. Favorite mascara I've ever used. Ever. Okay. Let's see. Let's do Physicians Formula. I have 2 products that I think are really good. This first one is going to be no surprise. It is the Butter Bronzer. I haven't been using it as much lately because I've been working on using up some other ones. They have since released a few other shades, but I have the shade Bronzer, which at the time I think was the deepest. It is a good, it almost has a teeny bit of that pink red undertone, which I think gives you the most natural color from the sun. It's not that like golden look, it's just like really been out in the sun. It has a slight sheen, smells like coconuts. It's a good bronzer, best bronzer I've ever used from the drugstore by far. And then this is pretty new. It's one of the newest things. It's definitely the newest thing in my collection and here. It's the new Healthy Foundation, SPF 20. The shade range isn't very good. According to a lot of people, I've never used Physicians Formula foundation before. It definitely has more shades than any of their previous foundations. This is such a good foundation. It has, I guess, good medium coverage, maybe a little more than regular medium. It gives you a healthy glow, but without being shiny or greasy or sticky and tacky to the touch. It just has a healthy look to it. It is a good foundation. I put it up there with my Lancome stick. It's definitely my top 3 foundations. So while we're talking about foundations, I'll go ahead and tell you my other top 3 foundation. It's the L'Oreal Pro Matte. This is good. It has amazing coverage. Excuse me. It definitely has a matte-ish finish. It's not full matte to where you're going to look dry and powdery or cakey. It's kind of like a demi-matte. Good coverage, good foundation, again, at the drugstore. Also from L'Oreal, I don't know if these are still available or not, but I wanted to talk about the Infallible shadows. These are, I want to say they're kind of like a pressed pigment. That's how I look at them. This is the shade Amber Rush. If you want a high metallic, high sheen, really shimmery eyeshadow, sorry, my hair just keeps getting in my face. You're not going to find anything else at the drugstore that has that kind of payoff. It's up there with the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows as far as really good pigmented, really metallic, pretty eyeshadows. I'm going to have to take a break and get a sip of water. Four more brands. Okay, next up is Anastasia. Hands down, I think her best products are her eyeshadows. This is the Modern Renaissance palette. It is no stranger to YouTube. I do really love this palette. Her eyeshadows, they give a lot of kickback, whatever, powder. You definitely need to tap off your brush, blow it off, whatever you fancy. But they give you the most intense payoff. I mean, it comes with a lot of extra powder, but they are so pigmented. They're so buttery soft. They're amazing. Amazing eyeshadows. Okay, Jouer. I've tried a handful of products from Jouer, but I think their lip products are the standouts. And I think they are definitely products that more people should use and talk about. They hardly get any attention. Now, the lip toppers you hear a little bit about. This one is Saint Tropez. These are the most intense, glittery type lip products you're ever going to use. They're way more glittery than the Buxom products that people use. I'm going to show you just how little you need of this. I hope it translates on camera. This is not a product you would want to go like, because you would be looking, you'd have some really glittery lips. I hope you could see how little I used. They are so shimmery. They are so pretty. I think definitely picking up one of the lip toppers is worth checking out. And then this is the High Pigment Lip Gloss, and I have it in the shade PCH. These, they're almost like a liquid lipstick, not in the sense of a dry matte liquid lipstick. They're glossy. They are so pigmented. They're full, I mean, they are just like full on color. There is no sheerness to them whatsoever. All of these lip glosses smell like frosting. They smell delicious. They're good, good, good. While we're on the subject of lip products, I will go ahead and talk about Bare Minerals. Bare Minerals is another one of those brands that I think gets overlooked a lot on YouTube. It's kind of boring, so to speak, because it all started out with mineral powders, but their Gin Nude line is so good. I want to try the new product. I think it's called the Lacquer, but I have a few of their glosses, which are the Gin Nude Buttercream glosses. This is Sugar. It's also kind of like the Jouer Pigment Lip Gloss. It is full on, it's opaque. They smell like Play-Doh. I love. Some people may not, so I have to mention that. If you can see, it is just super opaque. It is not one of those sheer glosses. I love this. This is one of my favorite lip gloss shades of all time because it's just such an everyday color. And then the Gin Nude matte liquid lipsticks. I'd say they smell like brownie batter. This is the shade Slay. I want to show you. It's like a moussey texture. It's not one of those gonna dry down like a, you know, butthole on your lip. I'm gonna leave this on my hand through the rest of the video so I can show you that it doesn't leave that dry, kind of like cracked, cakey look on your lips. So comfortable to wear. May not last 8 hours, but it's gonna last a really long time and it's gonna look good on your lips the whole time. It's probably the only liquid lipstick that I can say is like that. Okay, and then other from Bare Minerals, this is the Bare Radiance. It's in a kit. I don't know if it's available all the time. I will try to see. I'm going to give you a swatch. I use it like a bronzer. You could use it maybe as a blush or a face powder, but it gives you that kind of natural pinky red undertone like I was talking about in those previous bronzers. I hope it shows up. So it has a sheen, but it looks so good as a bronzer. I definitely didn't put it on very thick, but I just gave enough so you could kind of get the undertone. It is good, good, good. Okay, one brand I didn't have it to talk about, but it's really worth mentioning, is Clinique. There are a handful of things from Clinique I really do like, but the standout product that I feel like hardly anybody uses is the Acne Solutions BB. It's in kind of that greenish blue bottle. It's Sephora exclusive. It's in the skincare section. The shade range I think is maybe like 3 shades, so good luck on finding your shade. It says Acne Solutions. It has no acne medication in it whatsoever. I've had people on my videos say it does. No, it doesn't. There's another one that has acne medication. This one is just, I think, formulated for people that have acne prone skin. It's not going to break you out. It is like water thin. You have to shake it up, but it has such good coverage. It has a really high SPF. I think I'm going to pick it up this year in the Sephora VIB sale because I know the It Cosmetics CC cream is raved about because of their high SPF, but I think if you think it's heavy and really moisturizing and greasy, check out the Clinique one. I think you will be pleased with it. It is so good. You don't have to set it with makeup. It looks natural but gives good coverage, SPF, good, good. And I've already used it up. That's why I don't have it. And then lastly, I have 2 products from MAC. MAC is one of those brands that used to be the YouTube, you know, thing, and now it's just kind of pushed to the side. But I think there's a few products from there that are still worth really checking out. I mean, they have a ton of good ones. These are just my hands down favorites. First off, I'm going to talk about their eyeshadows. People really overlook them. They are not going to be quite the same consistency as your Anastasia or Loreal shadows. They're not as crazy pigmented, but you also don't have the excess powder you have to knock off your brush. They're easier to work with. They're a little more forgiving if you're not especially fantastic with eyeshadow. Their Volux Pearl formula is such a good shimmery formula. This is Wood Winked. and it's the Volux Pearl. So you can see it's really pigmented. Their matte shadows, this is Blanc type, are so creamy. They're just, I don't know why more people don't give MAC the attention. If you buy a single pan like this, it's $6. I mean, that's cheaper than a L'Oreal single eyeshadow. They're really good. Give them a try. I know some people are like, I don't like MAC eyeshadows. Why? They're good. They're so good. They're not too dramatic. They can be sheer. They can be built up. They're blendable. They're really good. And then lastly, this is the MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. It's the pinky toned click pen. I'm just going to use a teeny bit. It says it's a highlighter. I use it as the last step in this area. It just kind of gives that inner area a little bit of brightness. It's not something that's super noticeable to where it's like, oh wow, you have a lot under there. It just lightens that area that gets, you know, a little bit blue, green, dark. They have a yellow toned one, Light Boost. I really like that as well. But I've just been enjoying the Radiant Rose in that area. I used one up. I went without it for a while and I missed it so much that I went back and picked up another one. That's the shade. So you definitely needed to be light complected to get away with that. Oh, and there's the Bare Radiance. You can see it better in this. Okay, and then here is Slay. You can see it has zero cracking butthole lip consistency. It still comes off, but it definitely will stay on your lips for a good while. I mean, I've never like timed it, but it's a good long wearing liquid lipstick. So whew, that was a lot of stuff. I feel like I haven't done a video like this in a while. I don't know. I feel like my videos have just been more like specific on, I don't know. This was just fun to do. If you have not done this and you make videos, do it. I'd love to watch it. If you've done this, let me know. If you don't make videos and you just want to tell me in the comments what are some of your superstars from brands you like or brands that I talked about today or anything like that, feel free to share. It makes it so much more fun when y'all comment down below. So that is all for now. I'll let you guys go. Bye.